Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of ARK Survival Evolved on the Xbox One. Let's give you a little bit of a wave. Thank you for joining me today guys, I appreciate it. In today's video we're going to be looking at something that I think a lot of you are going to find very useful. We're going to be looking at some of the best base locations in the game. Now I'm going to show you guys a bit of a mix of locations. They're going to have a few factors in them which are going to make me decide whether they're any good or not. We're going to look at how good they are for resources, how good they are for tames and dinos, as well as defendability, how easy to defend, and the difficulty of actually just being there and getting there. But the thing is, I'm not sure whether you guys are playing PvP, PvE, or you're playing single player, so leave a comment down below, let me know which of those you're playing, and I'll try and do base locations for that, because a good PvE base location is very different to a good PvP base location. So let me just start off by showing you where I am in terms of on the map. Let's get the coordinates here. We've got 34, 86 basically. That'll be 34 latitude, 85 longitude. We'll get the map here. This is basically, oh my god, what am I doing? This is the one for the map. It's basically the northeast corner of the map, and if you spawn at North 1, you can be here. Now, for me, honestly, I don't think this is a great base location. I'm not including this in one of the great base locations of today, but it does have a lot of resources, absolutely everything you could want here. Great mix of tames. It's quite near to the swamp as well for all of that stuff. Its downfall is if you play on PvP, you don't want to be next to a mountain like I am here, because people will just overlook your base and they'll fire in while you're trying to start up. So it's an okay starting position, but not included in one of the best base locations that I'm going to be showing you guys today. So let's go and find some of those and get stuck into it. Right, so first location we're looking at today, and honestly I feel like this is probably the best location in the game in terms of everything. It almost has absolutely everything you could want. It's great for PvE, it's great for PvP, it's just a little bit difficult to get to because you can't get to it without a flyer, so you have to do this once you're at a stage where you've got a flyer. But here you are on screen, roughly 4167, and you can see here it's in the northeast of the map, not far from where we were before. Now I've heard some people refer to this area as Admin Rock, or the little bit up here as Admin Rock, and instead of building on this little bit here, you can see it's just it's almost like a little floating island, and these are great when it comes to base locations. For defendability, you want something that people can't get to with T-Rexes or even the Gigas, and something like this is absolutely perfect. It's more than big enough for you to actually have what you want up here. Now you are going to have to store your dinos, say down here. This is where I normally store them, and this is a great area. You can see half of it is kind of covered with rock, so you're not going to have to build that much to have a serious style pen. Now you can also build up on this rock, a little bit more difficult to get to, but I like to keep this rock because as you can see there is loads of metal spawns here, and if you just leave this you'll get all this metal, and to be honest this is more than enough metal if you're playing single player. If you're playing with just one or two people, this is more than enough and it's going to keep on spawning. Another great thing about this area is it's not far from the swamp. The swamp is just this way, not far at all, and you're going to be able to go and get everything you'd like to get from the swamp, like the rare flowers, like the frogs and cementing paste, all that good stuff. It's also between two mountains. Obviously mountains are great for T-Rexes. All the best dinos in the game spawn at this mountain and that mountain there, as well as loads of Argents, Alpha Rexes for leveling and stuff like that. So really honestly guys, I think I'm probably showing you the best one first. There's also a drop that spawns down there as well. There's Gigas on Obsidian. This is Obsidian Mountain that we're next to, and this is a very easy place to survive. So the only downside of this base is that when you're fresh and when you're starting off the game, you either might find it a little bit difficult to get to, or you might find it a little bit difficult to actually fly up on and get to from the spawn points. But other than that, this is a great base location, as well as this one up here. And if this isn't taken on the server you play on, or you're playing single player even, it might be a one for you to try out. So second location of the day, this one a little bit more central, just to the southeast of the middle of the map. What I love about this one is the fact that it's near everything. Again, it's just a great spot overall. Let me clear this out so you can actually see what we're looking at here. This spot is overhanging, so you can see here we've got a nice cliff edge, and it's something you're going to notice on a lot of my suggested base locations, because I am suggesting ones for PvP, guys. So this one is a great PvP base location. Obviously it looks quite full up there with all the trees and stuff, but you clear that out, you can make a nice little pit here either for your dinos, or you can put your swimming dinos in there, and this is very difficult for people to get to. You can see on most of the sides it's just hanging over on a cliff there. People are going to find it tough to get to you as well, because you are in the swamp. I mean, look at this, we've got an alpha down there, we've got all the dangerous snakes and whatever, and we're also close to two mountains. We've got this mountain here, which is SOTF mountain. It's the mountain that's in the middle of the map, and also behind you just this way there's another mountain just where I'm pointing at there. That is full of metal. So this has everything you could want in the game. The only resource I can think of that you're going to struggle with is potentially obsidian, but that's difficult to get in a lot of places. Now this one, it's not so great for an early start. It's quite difficult to get to because it is surrounded by the swamp, but a great general base location in the swamp. People are going to find it difficult to get to you. There's a drop here as well, as you can see there, so another decent one. Pretty much ticks all the boxes. Next location, we're down here on the south coast. These are the Southern Rocks. This is a very well-known one, but it's worth me pointing out to any of you guys that haven't really heard of this location, and it's a great one for starting off. It's a great one for low-level people, very easy to get to and very easy to build on. The first two we looked at are more advanced, I guess, base locations that are a little bit difficult for you to actually get to and a little bit difficult to access in the early stages, but this is absolutely perfect. You can build anywhere in and around these rocks. You could probably even build a start of a base up here with some foundations and some ceilings, or maybe on the top of this rock here. But you can also use these rocks for cover. Obviously rocks cannot be broken, so if you build around the rocks, it will give you natural protection, which is absolutely ideal. The only problem you've got is that a lot of new spawns will be on the coast spawning near you, but then again, if they're fresh spawns, they're probably not going to have the tools to deal with your base if it's a bit more advanced. Now there are some downsides to this area. Number one, it's not very close to metal at all. You have to travel a little bit of a way to get to any metal. And also, the problem is that it's not very defendable. It's not very defendable, and there's not many high-end Rex spawns and stuff like that. Like all the best dinos in the games, like Argents and Rexes, they don't really spawn around here. But if you're either playing PvE and you just want to chill, or you don't care about that yet and you want a nice starter spot, this is absolutely fine. And you can spawn right next to this area. This is just one of the southern spawns. I think it's like South 2 or South 3. Let's have a little look here. Southern Isles. Oh no, that just shows you where I spawned. But yeah, this is called the Southern Isles. Very easy to get to. Quite a nice looking location as well. Definitely a beginner spot, so it doesn't tick every single box, but I thought I should give you guys one that's a bit more realistic for anyone starting up a fresh character. Next location, again, I think this is one of the best locations in the game. This one pretty much has everything, and it's quite easy to get to. You can see it's slightly on the west coast here, but if you spawn down in South 1, you're still going to be relatively close to this. You might not want to try and get here straight away. You might need to get yourself a flyer first before you get here, but we're at 55.27, and this is a great place overall for you to build a base. Let me just show you around here. So what we've got is we've got this little rock here that I was just sitting on. You can build on there. You can put some foundations on there, a few ceilings, and you can make a nice little 4x4 base there. Absolutely no worries. If you're a little bit more creative, you can make an even bigger base than that, and it's very difficult to get to. As you can see, it is surrounded by, well, nothing, which makes it extremely difficult to get to. People aren't going to bring T-Rexes up here to kill you. Even Gigas are going to have a hard time getting to you up there. The other option is you can build on this edge here. Again, this is a little bit easier. You're not going to need a flyer to actually get up here, so you can start doing this one straight away. I think I just scared an Oviraptor there as well. And again, this is great for PvP and PvE. It's a nice location. It's very defendable. It has a lot of what you want. You can see it's relatively close to a mountain there. There's actually metal just there. There's some metal just over towards this mountain as well. Most, excuse me, sorry, most of the good dinos do spawn around here, as well as loads of apes, and it has everything you want. I mean, the only thing that's a little bit difficult, like before, is obsidian, but that's available on the mountain. So overall, another great location for beginners and even more advanced players. This one pretty much ticks all the boxes. So again, definitely one of the best base locations in the game. Next location, this one is actually just a very nice looking location. This is for PvE. You could build here on a PvP server and try your luck, but this is for people playing solo and just want somewhere very nice looking. So we're at 7821. This is the southwest of the map. And you can see here we've got this really nice waterfall. Something's trying to attack me already. What the heck? There's a croc down here, but anyway, ignoring him, this is just a great place to build. You can see that really nice waterfall. You can build a platform in the middle here and then make it bigger with ceilings. You can build some nice little bridges that go across. It's just for building a really nice looking base and somewhere that just looks really nice. Now obviously you can spawn the broodmother just here as well, which is pretty cool. It's not that close to metal. You're gonna have to travel a little way to get your metal, but it's nothing too crazy. And honestly, if you want to build here, this is really just for looks rather than actual effectiveness and PvP and all that stuff. But I wanted to show you to this. I wanted to show this to you guys because I actually think it's one of the nicest looking areas in the game. Because as well as that, we're now going to go look at some of the hardest to survive areas in the game, but are actually amazing for PvP bases. So there's a little PvE one that's also good to start because you can actually spawn just around here. I think this is like South 1, quite near to the South 1 spawn. But yeah, just a really nice looking one that, although not that practical. I'm going to get out of here before I get eaten by this Sarco. And we're going to move on to some of the more difficult to survive, but extremely difficult to raid areas. So to finish off, we're going to look at a couple of locations in the snow. I don't want to stay here too long because I stupidly forgot to bring fur, but these are some amazing locations. Now the snow has the advantage of amazing materials, amazing high-end tames. It has polymer as well because of the the penguins, not even the, I guess penguins are birds, but it has polymer as well, organic polymer. So it really has everything. The downside is it is absolutely freezing, so it's going to be difficult for you to start off in this area. It's somewhere you might want to go once you've got a little bit better at the game. We've unlocked a lot of the stuff here, but here you can see 3214, and this is a real nice area that is very, very easy to defend, very difficult to raid. So you can see here it's on the top of like a little bit of a cliff there. There's a little bit you can go under here, but if you build on the edge here, it's going to be extremely difficult for you guys to raid. You're going to be very close to everything you could ever want for building. So much metal, so much obsidian, loads of mammoths, T-Rexes, Argents, all in this area. The only thing you're going to be short on in the snow biome is cementing paste. You can make it the old-fashioned way. I think it's chitin and stone, a little bit more difficult to do. But yeah, this is a great area, but a little bit more advanced. But yeah, I think it's just great. I mean, the cementing paste is difficult, but you can get around that. Anyway, let's go and move on to the final area I'm going to show you before I freeze to death. It's definitely the most difficult to raid spot in the game. So final area in the game, and before we absolutely freeze to death, I'm going to have to show you this one quickly. This is in the northwest of the map. Look how far off this is. This is at 11.9. We're almost in single digits there for both of the coordinates. This is basically an iceberg out in the snow biome. Now, it's difficult to survive in terms of it's cold, but once you can get some fur gear, you'll be absolutely fine, and you do need a couple of flyers. But in terms of having your base raided in a PvP server, if you don't want your base raided, you need to build here. You cannot get any land dinos up to this bit here, so they're only going to be able to attack you with Argents, which is extremely difficult to do if you've got a great base. You can see it's got everything you could need. All the metal and obsidian is over there. The only bad things obviously is that cementing paste, again, going to be difficult to get if you're here. Obviously, transporting your land dino is going to be a bit of a pain, but you can always just make some rafts like I've done and transport them over here. But this is really top-end stuff. If you're here on a server and you're at a point where you've got some sentries and you've got a decent-sized tribe, or you've got some really good defenses built up, you're probably the most unraidable person on the game, apart from people who build in the underwater caves. But let's be honest, the underwater caves are not that practical, you know. You can't keep dinos there or anything, really. So, for me, this is the most hard-to-raid, best spot in the game for advanced PvP. But like I say, leave some comments down below, guys, while I go get this red drop. Leave your comments down below and let me know what kind of environments you want me to do, because I understand that the multiplayer PvP servers on Xbox at the moment, they're very difficult to get onto sometimes. Not only that, but the gather rate is so slow that it might not be that enjoyable. So you might want to play on your own custom server, or you might want to play single player with some friends. So you might not be looking for places that are extremely difficult to raid. But I have shown you some things today that if you want to dominate a PvP server, you absolutely can do by using those multiplayer locations. Or if you just want to PvE and chill, you can do that as well. I don't need any of these. I'll just take the remote, so I don't have to unlock that. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to leave those comments, let me know whether you play single player, what kind of base locations you want next. Obviously, I'm hoping that by tomorrow's video, we're going to have the kangaroo in the game, the Protocopaton, or whatever it's called. I'm going to be doing that one. In another future video, I'm also going to be showing you guys how to make plant species X, which is something that is going to be great for early on for defending your base. And don't forget to smash that like button if you did enjoy the video, guys. I really appreciate that. And subscribe, of course, if you're new. Going to be doing these ARK videos daily if I can at the moment. I know some of you are absolutely dying for more of these ARK videos. You absolutely love them, and if I miss out a day or two, don't be worried, guys. I am going to upload them as often as I can, but I want to be trying to do something quite cool as well. And I don't mean to tease you guys with too much stuff, but I'm also going to be exploring one of the southern caves soon with all the lava in. We've got an absolute ton of stuff to do. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope you found these base locations useful. If you want more base location videos, also leave that in the comment section down below. But I'm going to stop waffling on now. I could talk all day about ARK and what I'm going to be doing in future episodes, but that'll do for today's video, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.